Tuesday, May the 6th, and it's 0544. Still no rain. Check it out. Right, Mark? Where's the rain, buddy? Are you one of the weather guessers? No? Alright. Coffee?
Coffee.
Yeah. You know, coffee's an addiction. You're addicted to caffeine. If you don't, let me ask you a question. If you don't have coffee all day, do you get a headache?
Yeah.
You're going through caffeine withdrawal.
I feel headache and I feel weak.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I just feel like crap, man. I don't drink as much coffee as I used to, and you know that. I used to. Once upon a time ago, I could drink coffee from the time I wake up until the time I go to bed because I'm addicted. I was addicted. Well, I'm still am in a way.
Yeah.
But now I drink maybe what, 3 cups.
My empty before.
I think that coffee that you got in Lassam or whatever you got it from, I think that's what kind of like weaned me off of coffee a little bit. Because when we first got it, it tasted all right. But as time went on, when we were using it, it started having a weird taste to it. Like a burnt wood taste to it, you know? I don't know why. It was weird, but it kind of like... I drank it just to get the caffeine in me. But now, we're out of that coffee, so now I'm using instant coffee. What is it, Folgers?
Nescafe.
Yeah, Nescafe. And that's, it's coffee, man. Get that caffeine.
Folgers is also expensive, even the instant.
Yeah, Folgers is expensive. Because it's coming from the States. Well, Nescafe's come from the States too, right?
It depends the quality of Nescafe.
Okay. But they do have this
The
coffee.
cup, I think,
Hold on.
made in US.
I can share that. But, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. They had this 3-in-1 coffee. I don't like it. It's just too sweet, you know?
That's only for emergency use.
Yeah, the 3-in-1 is it has the coffee, it has the creamer, but you can get like different strengths as far as the creamer. You can get the light or the brown, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just too sweet for me, man. It's just too sweet. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I like my ice creams. Hey, doesn't everybody? I like my cake. But if it's ice cream's not, at least I don't think it is sweet. Some of the cakes here, if you're a diabetic, you go into a diabetic coma. But Mrs. G's, they're good. They're really good. And the difference here, the donuts, they just seem a little more heavier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not light. Like you would get at Dunkin' Donuts or the other donut places they have in the West. Yeah.
The lightweight is they just have more.
It's more dense. The donuts are more dense here. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're not light like regular like we're used to in the West.
Which is still fine.
I mean, yeah, they're still edible. Don't get me wrong. I eat them, but. So what do we? Yeah, I notice people more and more. You see more and more people. Yeah, in the Philippines there is a helmet law. Do they enforce it? I guess if they get you for one thing, they're going to get you for that if you're not wearing a helmet. But here lately, the majority of people on the motorcycles are wearing a helmet. But it's kind of weird because in the West, they got helmet laws, okay? And anybody that's on that motorcycle, riding on that motorcycle, has to wear a helmet. I have noticed here, or maybe it's just the way the law is written here, I don't know, okay? You'll see the driver with a helmet, but then you'll see a child and a woman or whoever else on that motorcycle with them, and they're not wearing a helmet. And you're like, if I was, like, if Miles and myself got on a motorcycle, okay, and we were riding, I would, and I only had one helmet, Miles would be wearing that helmet. You know? That's just the way I am. Wait, am I thinking wrong? I don't think I am.
If you drive,
And I wouldn't have a child under the age of, I don't know. You pick your age. I wouldn't sit there and be riding down the road on a motorcycle holding a baby in my arms while I'm holding, riding a motorcycle. No. In the States, your ass will get locked up for that shit. Endangerment, child endangerment. That's what they get you for. Or you'll see an adult, an infant, or a very small child, and then another adult, and the other small child will be in between them. Your ass will get locked up. Endangerment, huh? That's child endangerment in the West. I think England's the same way. I think. I don't know the laws in England. I'm not an expert on that, but I think England's the same way. You got a child on there? That's without not even a helmet or nothing. Knows you shouldn't have a child that young on a motorcycle to begin with. Common sense. I understand people here that they can only afford a motorcycle, and that's the only means of transportation. I would get a helmet for them. If it came down to that, I would find a helmet that fit them. If you had no other choice, okay? If you had no other choice, you ain't got a car, you ain't got the money for a taxi or a bus, but you got a motorcycle that has got gas in it, I get it. But I save some pesos, man, to get a helmet for that child. Am I wrong? You no comment? Okay, Miles has no comment. She wants to stay neutral. So listen to me. Doesn't mean that she agrees or disagrees with me. That's fine. She's her own person. I just don't. If she disagrees with me, I just won't talk to her for the rest of the day.
They are mostly using the helmet only in the highway.
You forget my point though. Okay, I understand. Yeah, but no, I've noticed around here, like on this road, you'll see people ride by on helmets. Of course,
those came from the highway already.
Of course, you got PNP all over the place, and you got the Marines all over the place. And actually, I seen a Coast Guard riding around.
Sometimes I don't listen to the police.
That's not a good thing. You're not going to listen to the PNP.
Sometimes, not always.
See, there's a big difference between. I'll say the States because that's where I live. There's a big difference between the attitude that they have towards PNP here and in other countries like the States. PNP don't put up with no bullshit. You go ahead and try to disrespect them. They're gonna let you know you ain't doing that. They're gonna let you know. Most of these guys got some sort of martial arts background. They don't play. They don't play. They'll drop you, cuff you, and throw you in the back of a truck. They don't play, man. That dog's got. It sounds like there's a dog around here, man. You hear? No, it sounds like a hoofing cough.
Something black.
It sounds like hoofing cough. You know what I'm talking about? It's just. I'm surprised that things are still alive. It's been like that for a while. I'm just glad that we keep Mucky and Mimi inside the compounds of this yard, man. Some of the stuff that goes around here with these animals, they ain't getting it. You know what I mean? They're in a safe environment here.
But you know some, they are not socialized.
No, they're not. But they're not street. They're not street smart. They're not street smart at all. In other words, if they got out of here, they'd probably think everybody was their friend. You know what I mean? Even the most aggressive dog, They're not street smart, and that's my concern. Especially when Mucky goes up to the gate and there's another dog there. I watch because I'm waiting for that dog to do something. You know, grab him by the mouth and start pulling at him or something like that. That's my worry. They're not street smart, man. Some of you know what I mean. In other words, if they got in a fight, his chances of winning that fight are very, very, very slim. All right.
Yeah.
So, any plans? Any plans at all?
I'm planning to visit Lakeisha,
Who's Lakeisha?
babe, the baby. Lakeisha.
I have no idea.
Liam.
Oh, how you getting there?
The tricycle.
Mm,
You want to come?
I don't know. Depends on how I feel. I've been up since what, 3 o'clock this morning. Trying to get a hold of agencies in the States, man. I connect, the phone rings, you get, the wait time, and I'll sit there forever, and all of a sudden it disconnects. It happened 3 times to me. The third time, I was on there for 45 minutes waiting on hold, and all of a sudden disconnected. Now, I'm not saying it's the agency's fault. Remember, I'm on my cell phone, and I'm calling. We have a house phone, okay? But calling from my cell phone because I registered for a 30-day plan where I got a set rate of calling from the Philippines to the States. Yes, you can call on a cell phone, but doesn't mean that signal is going to be good. I'm just going to tell you all that right now. And I'm getting stressed out because I need to take care of these things. But like me and Miles already know, we're in a reality world that most likely I will have to go back to the States. For how long, I don't know. But Miles told me, I'm a grown woman, I can take care of myself. I said, I still hope Joy Joy, but her daughter, Diane, she's in Hong Kong working.
I better stay here for alone. Grace, can I borrow your one of your child to sleep with me during night time and then you will
Borrow? Borrow plan? Oh, you can have Grace staying here. If she could, I think that's Grace. She's a sweet woman, really good woman. We had that other room. She could stay in there. One of her daughters could sleep with her. The other one, that's common here, okay? One daughter could sleep with her. Hey, Grace, if you want to stay here while I'm gone, you're more than welcome. And the other girl can sleep with you. I think that's a good idea. Grace but she's trying to go to Australia, ain't she? Well, that could take forever and a day.
She said it takes a year.
Yeah.
A year.
And I don't know how long I'm gonna be gone for, man. But also, there's other things I can get done. I can go and get me go back to the Naval Hospital and get another full examination. See what's going on with my body.
Okay.
And get caught up on that and get things taken. As far as getting Miles, yes, I'm an idiot, getting Miles put on my deers. So if I drop dead, let's be honest, I'm 61 years old. If I drop dead, she gets a percentage of my retirement. All right? She won't get no Social Security though.
You need a physical examination. You told me before that you have every yearly general checkup.
Well, yeah, you can get your annual physical, man, but mine, I'm going with 5 years without a physical.
Yeah.
So
That's why I told
get my old age physical, So everything's, like I said, man, it just seems that way. Everything I'm trying to get done, ask Miles, man, I get so frustrated because it's okay, do this, and all of a sudden I do this, and there's a walls put up in front of me. And my time frame is 1 or 2 days. Their time frame is 7 to 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, And I ain't got that time. I ain't got all that time. But maybe there's a reason why I do it. Other than I can't talk about it under advice from from a person, and he told me, don't talk about it. And he goes, and nobody knows what's going on because it's under the Privacy Act, so they could say whatever they want on YouTube to be lying, and you go after them for defamation of character. Nobody knows what's going on. The only people that know what's going on is me and Miles, and the lawyer. No, it's not criminal. There's other... I can't talk about it. It's not criminal, no. So whatever. All right, I don't want to leave. I don't want you to leave these guys hanging, man. But you want to know something? When a lawyer gives you advice, you follow the freaking advice, okay? And nobody on YouTube is a freaking lawyer, unless they say they're a lawyer. At least in the Philippines, they ain't lawyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to act like they are sometimes, like they know everything, but they don't know their asses from a hole in the ground. All right, man. I know I said too much. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.